Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to talk about this. This is my Sony 85mm 1.4 G Master. And in 2023, I don't think that there's a lot of reasons that I can give you on why you should go out and buy this lens. In fact, there's really only one, but that's not what we're here to do today. I want to talk to you if you are someone like me who already owns this lens. I want to give you my reasons why I haven't sold this lens and why I don't think that I'll be selling it anytime soon. But first, have a look at some of this video.
When I saw you walking down that hill, head high and shoulders back, watching you was such a thrill.
All right, so last night we had a block party on my block, and so I thought it was a good time to go out and shoot with this lens, just because I don't shoot with it as much as I would like to anymore. And there's a couple reasons for that. The main reason is because I went out and bought this 135 G Master, and I just like to use this lens for, it's okay, you can come through, yeah. I really just like to use this lens for my street photography, and it does a lot of the same things that I would do with my 85. One of the things that you might notice when you look at these photos is that there is a bit of noise, and that's okay. A little bit of noise helps to go and further the story. These are shots that were taken, after 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. These are low light photos. And I think that what you'll see is that the 85 really did a good job of keeping that noise rather low. So I'm okay with a bit of noise. I hope that you guys are too. The second reason is just that the focusing motors on this lens is ancient. And so the 85mm G Master was Sony's first prime lens, and it came out about 6 or 7 years ago. And so the focusing motors are really ancient. They don't focus as fast as something like the 50mm G Master or the 35mm G Master with those linear focusing motors. And so it does focus really slowly. And then the last reason is just that it's very loud. The focusing motors on the 85mm G Master are really loud, and as I have moved into more hybrid shooter, having that lens on the camera, especially if you have something like the shotgun mic, you're gonna pick up those sounds, you're gonna pick up those recordings, the noises from the focusing motors. And so those are the biggest reasons why I don't use it. Another thing that people talk about is how soft it is. It's not super soft. It's just not as sharp as the Sigma 85 1.4, but we'll get into that later in this video, because I want to move into the reasons why I haven't sold this lens and why I wouldn't sell a lens. Okay, so the first reason that I haven't sold this lens is just because I don't think that I can get the value for it that I think that it's worth. Now, I say that with some realization that I have a lot of sentimentality attached to this lens. Like I said, it was the first lens that I got that I felt like really I had made it as a portrait photographer. And so when I bought it, even though I bought it used, it was still north of like $1,600. And so in 2023, I just don't believe that I'm gonna get anywhere close to that amount of money back. And so that's why I haven't sold it. I just don't think that I'll get the value. The only way that I would sell a lens is if and when Sony comes out with the 85mm 1.2. I think I'll sell it to a camera house to be able to use that money towards the new lens, but I don't think I would ever sell it to another person just because I know that they would lowball me. I know that you guys would lowball me on the price of it. The second reason why I haven't sold my 85 G Master is because I think that it really would. I think that any 85 millimeter that I bought now would just be a kind of step down from it. As I said, I do think that there are two other 85 millimeter lenses that would give you better value than you would get, buying 85 millimeter G Master in 2023, but I don't think that they are better lenses. So the Sigma 85 1.4 and the Sony 1.8, I think would just be a step down, and I'd be selling my 85 to essentially buy a lower quality 85 millimeter lens. And so upward and onward, always moving forward. And I just don't want to move. I don't want to move backwards. I still really love my 85 millimeter G Master, and I still want to own an 85, even though I don't use it as much as I used to. And so if I ever got back into shooting wedding photography or shooting wedding photos, I think having an 85 and a 35 is really important for doing that. And so I do want to own an 85 millimeter. And so I just don't know that I would go out and buy one of lesser quality. Like I said, if and when Sony comes out with an 85 millimeter 1.2, I will try to get my hands on that lens, and I will sell, my 85 in order to get that lens. But I just don't think that selling my G Master for any of the two G Masters that are out on the market right now would be the best for me. And here's the last reason. You guys see this glare right here? There's a crack in my ND filter, my $250 Polar Pro ND filter. I don't know how I got there. Anyway, the last reason I haven't sold my G Master is just because I truly believe that this lens, has something that we don't talk about a lot in photography anymore. Because lenses have gotten so perfect, they've gotten so sharp, they've gotten so fast, they render images so beautifully. We don't talk about lens character anymore, and I really believe that this 85 G Master is going to be one of those lenses that people come back to in 10 years or 15 years or 20 years, that becomes part of those lenses that's vintage, that people really try to get their hands on. One of the lenses that comes to mind immediately is the 50 millimeter Noctilux lens that people, seek out a lot. I really believe that this lens is going to move into that category. And I'm not holding on to mine to try to resell it for vintage prices. Vintage lenses don't really sell for that much, but I do like to come back to it every now and then just to remember just how beautifully this lens, renders photos. I believe that if you look at a bunch of, Sony's 85 millimeter lenses, you could absolutely pick out the G Master, based on, the character of that lens. And so I just believe that you don't get the look, you don't get the kind of compression with other 85s. And so that's why I hang on to it. I really, really like the way that the 85 millimeter G Master renders photos, renders videos. And then the other thing that I've noticed is that the 85 millimeter G Master really does well in low light. And I'm not trusting that the Sigma is going to do well. I know that the 1.8 doesn't really do well in low light. I'm showing you guys some photos that I took last night, at nighttime, and some video. And so I know firsthand that this G Master really performs well in low light. And so I want to be able to hang on to that. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. I don't think that people should go out and buy a brand new 85 millimeter G Master 1.4 in 2023. That's not the case that I'm trying to make here. But if you own one, if you're like me and you own one, and Sony still hasn't, released that 85 1.2, Sony, give us the 85 1.2, and you're thinking about selling your 85 1.4, I hope that these are some reasons that's convinced you that you shouldn't. You know what I mean? I'm never gonna get the money back that I spent for my 85 G Master, and I think that I'm okay with that. Also, I think that again, having an 85 in your bag is pretty important. And I just don't think that you're going to improve your 85 at this point. The Sigma is a great 85. The 85 1.8 is a great 85 for the money. I don't think that either one of them are better lenses unless you're someone who likes like ultra sharp, portrait lenses. I think that I've maybe grown away from that. And so it's not to say that sharp lenses aren't good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I've gotten to a point where ultra sharpness isn't the end all be all. And then just the character of this lens. I really do think that we're going to be coming back to this lens in 10 or 20 years when we're talking about vintage lenses. And so I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section. I don't need anybody to tell me that the 85 1.4 is better from Sigma. Listen, that's an opinion. But let's talk about the 85 G Master. Let's talk about what your hopes are for the 85 1.2. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'm Jamil. This is, of course, a boy named Jamil. I don't know if you guys saw it, but we're over 2,500. Let's keep it growing. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.